Hello, model class receiving students and teachers. Thank you. Take your seats. All right, sitting up straight, students, let's now begin with our lesson for today. We will now move on to recapping or going back to what we have learned in our last lesson. Now, in your groups, I'd like you to discuss among yourselves what you did in your last lesson. All right, looking up on the monitor, your last lesson, you did an activity on separating what? Salt water. Right, and you carried out an experiment in your groups to see or to separate salt water or salt solution. All right, I have a question there for you all to talk among yourselves or in your groups. Right. Good, class, let's read the question together. So how many questions are there, class? All right, the first one, what was the process that you used or the method that you used to separate the salt solution? Receiving students, tell your teacher, I hope you have good answers to give to your teacher. Rodney? Ken, is Ken here? Right, thank you. Ken, tell us, answer the first question. What is the method or the process? Receiving students, you tell your teacher. Or if you want to describe the whole experiment, how did you do it, you can do so to help you.
First, we mix the salt and the water and we put it in a beaker and then we put the beaker on the fire and then heat of the fire, turn the water into steam and the salt just remains as it is.
All right, thank you, Ken. I hope the other students, you had the same answer as Ken, but in your own words. Here in front of me, I have the beaker that you have, the beaker that contains the salt crystals from your last lesson's experiment. Okay. Good. Now, let's see my answer. The method that you used or the process is called evaporation. And the salt solution was heated, leaving the salt crystals behind. So that was your activity that you did in your last lesson. Now, receiving students and teachers, we are now on the new strand, which is science in the home. Substrand, using energy in the home. Our outcome for today's lesson, outcome 6.3.3, identify the sources and the types of energy. Or identify and describe the sources and the types of energy. Now, looking at the strands, the substrand, and the outcome, guess what will be our topic for today's lesson? All right, good. Receiving students and the model class, you are thinking fast and on the right track. Let's see our topic for today. Class, let's read the topic together. Please, let's read better this time together. All right. In today's activity, I'd like the group leaders to please come up in front and get your A4 papers. Receiving teachers, you have papers, please provide them for your group. And one marker. Your marker, sorry. Open it. All right. You may know what your activity will be on. Let's see the instruction together. All quiet. All right, class, today we are going to brainstorm energy. You are going to do a mind map. This is not new to you. You have done this kind of activity in some of your lessons, in some of your previous lessons, so it won't be too hard for you to do. All right. I'd like you all to discuss in your groups. We have the word energy at the center of the map. This is called a mind map or a concept map. And you are to come up with some words or what you know about energy. I know you have used this word energy before. You have maybe had people talking about energy, or you have read books about energy. You should have some idea on what energy is. All right, I'm going to give you 1 minute to do that in your group. All right, receiving students and the model class, I hope you come up with more than 4, or you can come up with just 5 words relating to the word energy. I will now show you some guided questions to help you. Right, while you are discussing in your group, maybe think about these 3 questions, or you may have some other questions on your mind as well. Have you used the word energy before? Do you need energy? Can you see energy around you? Or you may have some other questions apart from what I have on the screen for you. Those are just questions that will help you to think of some words or some sentences, short sentences relating to energy. Okay. All right. No, you don't have to write the questions. You only write any words that relate to these questions are just your questions on your mind that will help you to find out about this word energy. Okay, one group is asking, can we write the questions down? The answer is no. Those questions are to help you brainstorm on the word energy. Good. Let's see if some groups have already thought of 2 or 3 words. Any word or any statement or any short sentence, if you want to write, you can do that. Energy. All right, if you want to write it that way, you can write it down in a short sentence or statement, or you can pick a keyword in your sentence to write down. Energy. Yes. What are you trying to ask me about? When are we going to write here? Energy. Think about where you used it, or did you hear from your teacher one time telling you about energy, or someone saying something about energy to you, or did you read about it, or what do you know about it? It doesn't mean you give me the right answer. You just throw your ideas. I'm not looking for correct answers. We are just putting our ideas together to help us understand what energy is. So don't look for expensive words or expensive sentences. Very hard. Don't think so hard about the word energy. You should relax and have fun brainstorming the word energy. It can be 2 or 3 words. I'm not asking you to write many. Okay. Those of us writing, please write fast in the group. I am going to stop you shortly and you will tell the class what you have written so far. If you are finished for the model class, you will come and display your chart or your work on the whiteboard. Don't wait for me to tell you to put your papers up. You can quickly come up and paste it on the whiteboard. Any group that's finished. Right, the group that's ready, finished, please display your work. Write fast. Good. Okay, good. That's all. That's okay. At least one will do. That's all right. Okay, if you can't think any further and you still have some arrows empty, blank spaces, that's still all right. I will accept that. You may now come up and put your charts on the whiteboard. Let's see. The charts from the model class, receiving students, you may do the same as well. Milika's group, can you display yours there? That's okay, that's what I said. It can be two. Right, when one group is putting theirs up, the other groups are also expected to come up and put their charts on the whiteboard. I do not want you to see one person's answer and you start writing that down. Everybody should come at the same time. So Milika is up, next group stand, Rodney stand, your group stand up, stand, this group, everybody stand and come up and put your chart up. Group leaders, quickly. All right, class, I'd like you to have a look at the different groups, ideas put together about energy. All right, receiving students, I hope you have done the same as the model class. Now you can see that all the groups have displayed their charts up. I'd like you in class to see if there are some common words used in all of the groups' work, and try to see if you can find some different words being used to describe energy or your idea put together to see what energy is. Find some interesting words that you can see from each other's displays. All right, now class, tell me one common word that you can see in all of these charts or from the groups, one word that has been written many times on most of the groups' charts. Jason?
Strength.
Jason, again, please, standing up steady and talking.
Strength.
Class, Jason says strength. Is that right? All right, let's see how many strength do we have. Strength, 1. Any here? No, I don't think the others. Let's see the other one. That's 1 strength. The other one here, 2. And number 3, strength. Four, the strength to do things. Right? 4 strengths. Any more? Any more other words that you think have appeared more than once? Give your answer, please. Tell the class.
Energy. Energy.
All right, energy is the word that we are, thank you, it's the word that we are looking at to come up with ideas to develop its meaning. That's okay, we have plenty energies in every chart. But any other words or sentences that relate to energy that is common or that is used maybe 2 or 3 times on each of those charts? Now, before you came to school, I'll give you a clue. Before you came to school, you had something before you came to school that, and as a result of that, you can sit down here and write, you can play, you can tell stories, you can joke, you can laugh. What is that thing that is causing you to do all these things? Those of us putting our hands up. What is it? Food. Okay, can we say energy is food? Let's find food here. Any food in these charts? Feeding. When we talk about feeding, does that relate to food? Organisms get their energy by feeding on each other. Feeding? A food chain shows how energy is passed from one organism to another. This group is really talking about living things, plants and animals that relates to energy. Okay, good. Food here. We need energy to live. What does that mean? We need energy to live. Can you see energy? Can you feel energy? Okay. All right, so we have very interesting words like sunlight, heat, fire, light. Some are the same like others. We can have force, one interesting word here. Force. Do you think energy is force? All right. One interesting word. Energy is work. Somebody said work here. Good. Food. Again, food is mentioned here. Okay, someone said energy is needed in our body in order to move. Okay, those are very interesting sentences and words that relate to energy. Good on you, receiving students, if you have done the same. Now, the next activity, you are going to, all right, in your own words, you are going to define or write the meaning of the word energy. We have gone through some words already. Now you are going to write it in one short sentence. No discussion this time. This is individual work, and I am going to mark your work now as we go through this lesson. I want to see if you can write the meaning of this word down. What is energy? Okay, I hope you have your red biros with you. I am going to use your red biro to mark your work. Right, no more group by yourself. What is energy? And if you can, you give an example. If you can't give an example, that is okay. Hands up if you're finished, and I will come around and check your work to mark. It's a red pen. Is this your science book? I won't mark unless this is your science book. Okay, remember you must write in your science book. I will not mark your book unless it's in your work is in your science book and not on a scrap of paper or your other exercise book. I am going to stop you shortly. I want to see my tick on your book, so please write fast and think fast. Where's your red pen? All right, let's move. All right, if the mic comes to you, you are going to stand up and read your definition. Okay. Stand up and read what you have written in your own words, what energy is. Thank you.
The strength to do this.
Again, please.
The strength to do these things.
the strength to do these things. Good. Receiving students, I hope you have some good answers given to you. Next person. Which is the definition? All right, let's hear from this end.
Energy is what we eat, drink, and play.
Again.
Energy is what we eat, drink, and play.
Very good. Thank you. Right. I've seen very good answers from most of you. The other students that I didn't mark your books, straight after this lesson, I will mark your books. Okay, but class, always be neat when you're writing. Do not use pencils. Have your handwritings nice and neat. Next time, I will not mark your books if your handwritings are very rough and not neat and tidy. Right, let's go on to our summary for today's lesson. Receiving students, very good. I hope you have given good answers to your teacher. If you have an example, good on you. You have done well. Right, class, that is our summary for today's lesson. As you copy the summary, you think about your definition as well. Without energy, there will be no life and no movement. Right, our next lesson. Our key phrase for today, keyword for today, class. What is it? All right, that is our key word for today. I hope you all have energy now to end this lesson. Our next lesson will be on the main source of energy, and the materials needed are as follows. With that, thank you, class, for participating in today's lesson. All right, good. Sit down.